Hello everybody, Janet Beckers here from Cool Cats Video Marketing Academy. I'm really excited today because I've got one of my favourite clients with me, Gail Burnell. Now Gail is this wonderful woman that has just taken action, and I really wanted to share her story with you today because Gail is a person who has started off as being an employee, and by taking action on using video, she's been able to now progress through to being absolutely booked out in her own business. Such a fantastic story. So Gail, it's wonderful to welcome you here.
Thank you, Janet. It's fabulous to talk to you.
So Gail, you're a speech pathologist, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so you started working with me with video. Now, what drew you to using video in your business?
Well, I guess I was a speech pathologist, and at the time I was living in a very rural area. I work exclusively with people with disabilities who can't communicate. So it's quite a small group of people, and in a small area there's not, the bulk of clients. And I knew that I could offer telehealth or Skype consultations with people, but there was no way for them to get to know who I was before they met me, because it's quite a new way of working as well. So I wanted to use video as a way to build that relationship with people so they could get to know me and trust me and know that what I had to offer would work for them or not, so they can make a really good choice about whether this working with me and the way of working would be right for them.
And so when you started, you were actually an employee in a hospital, weren't you? You hadn't started your own business yet.
No, I'd had ideas of starting a business, but really had no idea where to start.
Yeah. And to me, from the outside, it seemed to happen in a nice, progressive way, but quite quickly. So you started using video, and then what happens next? Because you were able to start transitioning into your own business, weren't you?
Yeah. So I guess as part of using video and doing the MeTV program, that really gave me the opportunity to start to clarify what I did and who I did it for, and to get a lot of confidence in what I did as well, so that I could feel confident as a business owner, so I could offer those services that I previously offered virtually for free through a government funded model. And then I guess I was pushed a little bit because I moved across the state and didn't have as much employment as I have had. So I was kind of pushed into, I really have to do something now. But having the videos as the background of, building me up and my reputation, my confidence, really gave me the push and the platform to be able to start out really confidently.
That's fantastic. And so you launched a TV program, so short videos, and it's called Speechy TV, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, the thing that I found with that is, when you were telling me about Speechy TV, is that you actually haven't produced any videos now for a few years, have you?
No, I've moved a couple of times and haven't found myself back into it. But what I've found is that I can go to conferences and other professionals know who I am and want to, come up and meet me and talk to me because they know the work that I do and that it's aligned with what they do, or they're interested in learning more about how I do video. I've produced posters at conferences on what I've done to share, what this is and how it works. And also I've moved again across to the mainland in Canberra, and now I've got clients that have met me through those videos, calling me and saying, I've just discovered you're in Canberra. Can I work with you? You're the right person for me. And they know that because I've been talking to them for over a period of years on my video, that they know that what I've got to offer meets their needs.
That's fantastic. So you had a really concentrated effort of creating great videos on a regular basis for your clients, and then you've been able to move on and focus on other things, and yet those videos still keep on working for you. They're still acting to build those relationships, to act as a sales machine, basically. for you. And when you moved to Canberra, I love this story that you've gone from being an employee to have I got the confidence to go out on my own. Tell us what happened when you moved to Canberra with your client base.
So I moved to Canberra, and before I moved, I contacted a lady who was another speech pathologist working here, who had met me because of the videos that I'd done, and met me at a conference and come up to me and meet me. And I contacted her just to find out what was happening in the area and who to contact for clients. And I think almost entirely because of her, she put the word out that I was moving here because she trusted that what I did could meet the needs of the clients that she was seeing as well. And within 2 weeks, I had to stop taking referrals and seeing new people because I was not only full, but had a list of people waiting to see me that I just physically didn't have time to see. It was really quite amazing. And I really think without the Speechy TV, none of that would have happened. It would have been the hard slog of putting my name out there, get people getting to know me slowly, but it just happened so fast. It was really quite amazing.
That's fantastic. And congratulations to you, Gail. I mean, you obviously know your stuff and you help your clients. You've got a good reputation. And the thing I loved about the videos that you've made is they're very relaxed and warm and welcoming, but they're also really, really good content. Like you know your stuff, but you're delivering it in a way that's really warm, and that's the power of using the video, which I just love. And it's really interesting how you're saying that you've now started presenting at conferences with talking about using video as a way, in your business, which is it's a lovely full circle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's great. And such a pleasure to be able to help other professionals to be able to expand what they do in marketing in a way that isn't salesy or cheesy or, doesn't feel right with the type of profession that we are, that it really fits in with, who we are. My videos are educational, they help people, they just help people get to know me, and that's really the power of them, as opposed to other sales methods that people perceive as being quite salesy, or in our profession we actually are prohibited from using things like testimonials because they're well in the health profession. So it's a really great way to just let people get to know what you do and know the differences between me as a speech pathologist and somebody else who does something slightly different and works in a different way.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you said about there are restrictions in using testimonials, and there'll be a lot of people who are watching this interview that will be in a similar sort of situation. So this allows you to build that same sort of trust that you could get through a third-party endorsement that comes through a testimonial. Yeah. And so very excited for you, Gail. It's what's on the horizon now for you?
Well, apart from, continuing with my very busy practice, I'm really looking forward to being able to help health professionals be able to do better things in their business, to have as health professionals, we're not trained in business, we're trained in the business of helping people.
Yeah.
To help people build really thriving practices that are good for their clients and good for themselves as well, that helps them have a really nice balance and not get burnt out, which is really easy to do as health professionals. So we're constantly giving and helping and supporting other people to build a business that not only lets us do that, but lets us support ourselves so that we can be at our best, so we can give our best all the time.
And you know what I just love about what you've just described there is I can tell that you know your avatar for this next phase of your business as well. Like I could just feel that you know them, and that that also comes across when you'll be doing video. And actually we were talking just before we got on the interview here about one of the things that you really wanted to make sure that people understood with video. So that's quite a nice segue, just how beautifully you were able to describe how you help people. So there was a tip that you really wanted to give people who are looking at using video?
The biggest thing that I learned from using video, which was a surprise to me because it was all about building connection, was the reason I started, was that it really helped me to get to know what I did, because I had to think about it and say it concisely in 3 minutes or less, but also who I was helping with it. So to get really clear on what it was that they wanted to know and what would help them the most. So every time I was with a client, I'd finish up and think, how can I use this experience I've had with this one person to support the other people that are in my tribe and community, to be able to help them and take that, so it's not just helping one person, but expand my reach, so that I can, just help more people. That's my profession, and my instinct is to help as many people as I can. Through the videos, it let me do that even better by knowing not only what I had to offer and what was unique about, the things that I needed people to know so they could work better with their children and with around communication, but also who they were and what they needed to know the most and how they'd respond best to it. Because as health professionals, we're taught this very rigid academic style of interacting with people, and to really build that connection, which we do beautifully as when we're working directly with people, but it's so hard sometimes to take that away from writing long reports and how we communicate, to make it really personal and friendly and understand.
That's a really good point. And I actually noticed that with you, because you were very good at sharing in our private Facebook group, your thoughts and your lessons as you were going along. And I can remember very distinctly how you were getting clearer and clearer and clearer with every set of videos that you made on actually what it is that you do and how you get the results and how do you help people. And then I could see you as it was like light glow moments every time you created a batch of videos, and then I could see how you started to use that in your other marketing as well. So that's a really good point to share with people. Thank you for pointing that out. And
it's actually one of the reasons why I did video over writing blogs or anything, because I actually can't write in the way that I can speak. I can write like an academic with jargon and long sentences, but it just doesn't connect as well with to connect with people. So for me, being able to just speak and be who I was and as I am with clients when they're in the room with me, just to be able to do that on a video, just really transformed the way that I was able to do that and feel authentic, like I was being me, presenting as the way I want to be seen, not as someone that can only write in academia.
Yeah, and you do it beautifully. You do it beautifully, Gail. So, so if people would like to connect with you, I'm sure that there will be some people who are in your industry that would love the opportunity to talk to you further. What's the best way for people to contact you?
Best way is to jump on my website, gailburnell.com. Janet, you're going to put a link up?
There'll be a link.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Jump on my website and there'll be a way to connect with me there, and I'd really love to speak with you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gail. And everybody, as you can see, the lessons for you that you can take from Gail is, even if you're not super duper clear on exactly what's unique about you, if your business is still quite embryonic, or even if it's at the stage where it needs to get clear and start to connect, you can start now, and through actually taking action, you'll get clearer and clearer and clearer, and the results will come step by step. And next thing you know, you've gone from being an employee to totally booked out with a waiting list and being sought out by your peers. So over just a process of really, that's just been a couple of years that the whole thing has happened. So that's big lessons for everybody. So I do hope that that's helped you, and thank you so much for your time today, Gail.
Thank you, Janet.
Okay, bye.